So Cisco is gutting their Bay Area offices over there in the San Francisco area. They're cutting almost 500 white-collar employees. And you might think that the reason that they're gutting all these jobs is because revenue's down, business is going poorly, but you'd be wrong. You'd be absolutely wrong. In fact, Cisco reported a record revenue over the quarter at nearly $16 billion. Holy cow. Guys, that's 12% year-over-year growth. I hope you're holding some of that stock, but hopefully holding that stock a day ago, because the reality is that they had their best stock day in 14 years. Their stock popped 14%. Record revenue. But guys, this is where it's weird, because typically when a company is seeing record revenue, they're like, okay, cool, we're doing something right, let's hire. That is not what Cisco is doing. Cisco is laying people off. Why are they doing that? How is that possible? Well, if you're new here to the channel, the focus of the channel is AI and how it impacts the job market. And that is exactly what's happening here. AI has completely transformed the way that organizations operate. Cisco is not any different. In fact, the CEO, Chuck Robbins, said this restructuring is essentially shifting towards AI demand. Companies want AI, enterprises want AI. In fact, we covered a story a few days ago, I'll post a link to it here, where a company spent $500 million in 1 month on accident on AI tokens. Guys, enterprises have started to really shift towards AI. Claude is blowing up, Anthropic is blowing up. It's absolutely crazy. It's like day after day we see these stories, and I still see people in denial, and I just don't get it. I was playing basketball the other day, and this sales guy was like, well, what I do is important. AI can't replace my job. I'm like, dude, everybody is susceptible to AI. Now, there's certain parts of the sales role that won't be replaced by AI, and I actually recorded an entire video on this. I'll post a video on this as to like what sales looks like in an AI world, because it's going to look very, very different. However, there are certainly some roles in this new AI world that AI won't replace when it comes to sales. Anyway, listen to what CEO Chuck Robbins says. He's the CEO of Cisco. He says, companies that will win in the AI era will be those with focus, urgency, and the discipline to continuously shift investment toward the areas where demand and long-term value creation are strongest. I'm confident Cisco will be one of those winners. This means making hard decisions about where we invest, how we're organized, and how our cost structure reflects the opportunity in front of us. And that is it. Where is the money going to go? It's going away from human beings. It's going towards AI. And this is like the first time in history, I think, that we've really seen it happen at this scale. As a student of history, typically new technology, new innovation brings on new types of jobs. And I'm confident that will happen here. The concern that I have with AI, and I think many of you guys share with me, and you leave in the comments, is that the speed and the scope of which this change happens is pretty alarming. And by the way, if you have a great comment, leave it below. If you've got anything to add to the video, I've had great comments in the past that I've pinned. I will pin more in the future. But here's the deal, guys. This layoff of nearly 500 workers isn't isolated. It's part of a much broader plan amongst organizations to flatten their structures, to flatten their organizational structures, in fact, in favor of AI. And just last month, Cisco announced that they're going to lay off 4,000 jobs globally. Nearly 5% of their workforce is going to be kaput. Now, I just want to let's just let that sink in for just a moment. Cisco, record revenue, stock has the best day in 14 years, and then they are doing a massive shift towards AI infrastructure. And one of the things I thought was also interesting when it comes to this story is what the CFO, Mark Patterson, says. He says, quote, this was, quote, really not a savings-driven restructure. It's a realigning resources around silicon, optics, security, and AI. And guys, I think this is a really, really important quote to hone in on, which is why I shared it. Because what he's basically saying here is that we have a new set of problems, we have a new set of skill needs. The skills that we've needed over the last 10 to 20 years, we just don't need them anymore. We have a different set of problems. Our customers have a different set of problems, and we're gonna meet them where the market, and I think, if you're on the chopping block, this sucks, it's terrible. And again, this is why I've been a big proponent of like start using AI tools, be public about it, leverage your relationships, but build different streams of income, because we just don't know where all this is going. Heck, I don't know where my job's going to be in 2 years. And people say that, Mark, you're in marketing is cooked. And you're probably right. Guys, the stuff I'm doing with AI when it comes to marketing, just like attaching Claude Cowork to my various dashboards and then generating reports and analytics. And it's crazy. The stuff that I'm able to do in 5 minutes that used to take me 2 hours is absolutely redonkulous. And I mean, that does put me in a position where companies might say, Mark, your skills aren't as valuable anymore. I have to, and again, the way that I see it is that you can't just take AI at face value. And I've talked about this a lot. It has a lot of book smarts, but it's not street smart. So if you come in with experience and receipts and records, and you're able to leverage the AI tools, you'll, I think, be of more value to organizations. Because again, this is like, I think, the big story here when it comes to Cisco, is that when companies are winning big, they're not just taking that money and reinvesting it in more people. They're taking a step back, investing in it in AI, and then what's going to happen here, and this is, I think, the good news here, is that these companies are going to be rehiring back people because they're going to realize, oh, we have gaps here, we have gaps here, we have gaps here. AI is, our emphasis on AI has created new problems. We need new people or old people to solve those solutions. So the skill set that you've had in the past may not be as relevant in this new AI age. It might be about adding new skills to your portfolio. Because the reality is that money and resources are going into AI. Cisco is just one of several AI hyperscalers that we've covered. The orders have hit 5.3 billion to date. They are building, and they are selling shovels to enterprises. If you remember the old gold rush, the theme of the gold rush is, don't sell gold, don't mine for gold, sell shovels so other people can mine for gold. And that's kind of what Cisco is doing. That's what Oracle is doing. We covered Oracle just the other day, where they announced a huge layoff. I'd encourage you to check that out. It's pretty nuts what's happening with these big hyperscalers building huge data centers and infrastructure. It's I don't know. In one way, I'm conflicted. I think it's exciting to see like this new era of construction and building. On the flip side, though, it's kind of scary because a lot of jobs and a lot of people are going to basically be left out of this boom. And some people who have traditionally been left out are gonna have the opportunity to thrive. So it's kind of an interesting dynamic, because the reality here, guys, and I think this is kind of the main message, the core message that I've been spreading this year, is that this is the year of the AI agent, A, and that B, AI creates a whole new set of problems. And the people like you that are able to solve these new sets of problems are gonna be highly, highly valued. And that's what I encourage you to be. Be a man of value, get out there, shake hands, make relationships, and find the opportunities. And again, if you disagree, if you have some good feedback, put in the comments below. I have pinned comments in the past, I'll pin them in the future. And just, by the way, thanks for being part of this. I'm out here 6 days a week spreading this word, and I just feel really blessed. This is one of my favorite things to do during the day. In any event, glad to be here. Oh yeah, and one last thing before I let you go. If you've been interested in what I'm doing on YouTube, if you've been thinking about getting involved in YouTube, I'm putting on I've created a YouTube playbook where I show you exactly how I'm combining AI with YouTube to scale up the channel and create tons of leads and meet lots of people. And if you're interested in that, you can click the link below and grab that playbook. It's completely free. And maybe I'll see you in a session someday. All right, boys, I'll catch you in the next video. See ya, peace.